Hello creatives, hello to all my subscribers, hello to all my viewers. So wherever you are watching me right now, greetings to you. My name is Ziran, and in today's session of presentation, I want to quickly share with you my process on how I was able to achieve this simple minimalist banner design with just your Android smartphone. So please, if you have not subscribed to this channel, make sure you subscribe now, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so that YouTube always notify you whenever I'm around with awesome tutorial like this. So without wasting much of our time, let's dive into this tutorial. So firstly, I will just open up a new canvas because we are going to be, that is, I will create this design from start to finish, and I will make sure I share the process with you. So to do that, I will just first of all open a new canvas. Okay, now I'll go the size of this particular banner. I can set it up here. This is where you go to your page setup to actually set up the size of what you are working on. So for me, I will click on the page setup tool, then I'll go to my image size. So on image size, for the width, I'll go in for 1280 pixel, and height I'll go in for 741 pixel. So to edit that, you just click on it, then you erase and type in 741. So when you are done setting up your width and your height, you just click 741 or 700. Okay, 741. When you are done setting up your width and your height, you click on OK. Now just go to my object tool, then let's just import the design. We are going to be using it as reference. Okay, so I'll just locate the folder. This is actually the design here. Good job. Now I used a gradient color for this particular design, as you are seeing here. Okay, so for me to actually set up this gradient color, you go back to your page customization tool. This is where you can actually set up the page size, page color, anything concerning your page. You can set it up here on the page customization tool. So now I used a gradient background for this design. So to set that up, I'll just need to go to my page customization tool. Then let me, okay, yeah, this is my page customization tool. This is it here. So I'll click on it, then I'll go to color. Yeah, this is actually the color I used for this particular design. This is actually the color. I'll just click it, then make sure I'll share the color code with you. Remember, we are on gradient color and not solid color. So when you click on any gradient color, to edit your own gradient colors in such, if you want to edit your own gradient color in such a way that you will have the same color with me, you just click on this plus icon to actually do that. So when you click on this plus icon, you have an interface like this. Okay, now here this is called color stopper, and this is another color stopper. So on this particular design, I use two color stopper to come out with my gradient. Okay, so now if you click on this color stopper, you can, if you want to change the color of this stopper, you just click on color. After selecting the color stopper, then you click on color. So immediately you click on color, you click on this editing tool. This one is called color picker. This is if you want to pick color anywhere on your design, or if you want to pick color maybe on a particular element, you can click on this. This is where you can actually, this is the tool you can use to pick color on any elements you want to pick a color. Okay, but we are more interested in this pencil icon. Okay, you click on it. Now this is a hex color, this is a color, and this is the hex code of this particular color. So if you are not having the same color with me, make sure you edit yours and make sure you are writing your color code using capital letters. So the color code for this color, the hex code for this color is 391A49. What did I say? 391A49. So when you are done writing your own color code, you click on OK and OK. Now you click on this other color stopper to actually change the color to this. So you click on the color stopper, you click on color, then you click on the same icon. Okay, you click on this. Yeah, this, you click on it, then this is the color and this is the hex code of this particular color. So if you are not having this, make sure you erase, then you insert this. Now this is the hex code. Let me just read it for you. We have A2266E. What did I say? A2266E. So when you are done writing your own color code, this when you are done writing this color code, you click on OK, and make sure you are writing it using capital letters. So when you are done, you click on OK and OK. Now let's say you open gradient and you are having an interface like this, or let's say this color stopper was at this end and the other color stopper was at this end. So how can you position this color stopper here? Okay, so for you to do that, you just need to click, then you drag, you position it here. Okay, now let's say you have an interface like this and you want to really customize it as used in the original design. You just need to, even if you haven't bought this, okay, actually I use this for that design. Okay, this is what I use. But now if you don't want to click on it, let's say this is what you're having and you want to make sure you have this handle at this end, then this other handle, this down handle at this end, you just need to hold and drag, position it here. You also hold this and drag, then you position it this way. Okay, so when you are done setting up all these functions, then you click on OK and you're good to go. You see that this dark shade of blue is more at this at the left hand side, while this other color is more at this other side of the design. Okay, good job. Now let's see how we can create this particular shape as seen on this design. So for you to do that, you just need to click on an empty work area, then you click on this particular object tool. When you click on the object tool, you come to shape, you select shape and make sure you customize it as seen on this original design. What did I say? Customize it as seen on that original design. Okay, so now if you check very well on the original design, you see that there's a kind of, in short, there's a radius, not kind of, there's a radius on this particular shape. I use a radius when I was creating this shape. So how can you achieve that kind of effect? Now for you to do that, you just need to increase your radius. For me, I'll go in for radius of 18%. So when I'm done setting up my radius, I'll just click on OK. Now how can we insert an image into this particular shape? But before you do that, make sure you study the width and the height of this particular image. It will be converted to ratio. You can also convert it to ratio. Okay, now before I insert an image into this particular shape, as you are all seeing, you see that the width is more shorter than the height. What did I say? The width is more shorter than the height. So I can go in for aspect ratio of a height of 3 and width of 2. That is 3:2. Okay, now if you are having a shape like this, this is okay, let me just click on this drop down, then I take square. Now if you're having a shape like this one is, that is the width and the height are the same. So if I want to select an aspect ratio when I'm importing this image into this particular shape, I'll go in for 1:1 or 2:2. Okay, yeah, 2:2, 2:2, 1:1, 3:3, 10,000 10,000. They are all the same aspect ratio. Okay, now let's say I'm having, let's say, okay, I'll go back to shape, click on this drop down. Let's say I have a circle. Let's say I have a circle. I want to insert an image into this particular circle. I'll still go in for 1:1 because a circle is being derived from a square. Now let me show you the magic. A circle is being derived from a square. You can turn this square shape into a circle. So see the magic. You just click on it, you go to edit, then you take radius, you just increase the radius to 100%. That's a circle. So that's why I'll go in for 1:1 for circles, 1:1 for square. Good job, good job, good job. So you have all this understanding, it will be very easy for you to insert, to know the kind aspect ratio of image to insert in a particular kind of shape as seen on when you are working on your project. So you click on this, then you go to, we also have a video on that talking about aspect ratio. So when you click on it, you go to your texture. Now once we want to insert image into this particular shape, so the function we are going to use to achieve that effect is called texture. So you click on this, then you go to the folder where you are having your model image. Okay, so this is my model image shape. I'll make sure I drop it inside the description of this video. Okay, so after watching this video to the end, make sure you check under the description of this video and download the resources package. Okay, now I'll go in for, I can either go in for 4:3, but I think 2:3, that is the width 2 and the height 3. I'll instead go in for 2:3. This aspect ratio will suit that particular shape we created. So I'll just go in for 2:3. Then I make sure just crop it in such a way that you have, because we want to focus more on the model image and not this unwanted area. Okay, I call this unwanted area because I want to make sure that when I insert this particular image into that shape, this area should not be showing because there's nothing there. We're actually creating a design, so one that we should focus more important elements. So I'll make sure I balance it up well. Then I'll click on this check mark. You see, that is it. So now if you have let's say you insert an image into a particular shape and you are having a kind of image repetition, this is called repetition, the image is repeating. So to solve that, you just click on back, you just select back the shape, then you go back to your texture. You can solve that by scaling that particular image up. So if I scale it to 115, you see that the image is no more repeating. Okay, but for this particular tutorial, I'm not really concerned with the repetition because if you check very well on this design, you see that there's a kind of shape which has covered this area where our image is repeating. So I'm cool with this. Okay, I'm cool with that. But if in a case that, let's say in case you are doing a kind of design and your image is repeating and you don't want to cover that particular section where the image is repeating, you can just scale it. You can come back to your texture, you just scale it up to overwrite the area where your image is repeating. Good job. So now to cover this portion of the design as seen, to cover this portion of this shape as seen on the original design, you just need to make a duplicate. So when you immediately make a duplicate, don't do anything, just go to edit. The reason is because when you make a duplicate and as seen on the original design, see that there's a shape here which align with this other shape. Okay, I don't know if you are getting me. There's a shape here which align. So how can you achieve that kind of effect? That's why I'm saying that if you make a duplicate of this, don't do any other thing, but instead click on edit. When you click on edit, this image will go back directly on top of this other one. So if you go back there, you can just take this size down. You see we are working directly on top of this, of our first shape. So our duplicate has appeared on top of this. Okay, so you just make sure you customize it like this. Then you change the color as seen on the original design. So that is it. That's what I was talking about. You see, now we copied this particular shape. We copied it, and before we copied it, we have inserted this image into this particular shape, and that's why you are seeing the image here. But now the image is repeating, but on this shape we don't want this particular image. So to actually delete that, you just go back to your texture. Where you have your texture, you take delete and select. Okay, and click on your check mark. So that's it. Now that is the effect we have created. Okay, so I'll just go back to my shape to actually create this circle. So I'll just go to shape, then I can just increase the radius like that, change the color for visibility, then struggle to scale it down and position it. Yeah, position it like this. Make sure you take your time, you position it very well. As a designer, you need to know how to do things very nicely and very good. Okay, then you click on okay, then you just make a duplicate of this, then you go back to edit, then you struggle and scale it down. But before you do that, change the color to white as seen on that original design. So you just make sure you change the color, then you balance it very well. Okay, just make sure you balance it up very well. It should align with the first shape. Okay, I have something like that, then I'll just click on okay. Good job. Now let's see how we can create this white rectangle here. So for you to do that, you just need to click on shape, then you select rectangle, then you just make sure you send it to back. You make sure you customize your rectangle very well as seen on the original design, then you send to back. You send to back. Take send to back. Okay. Now let's create this thanks for coming shape. This thanks for coming. So you just go back to your shape, you change the color to yellow as seen on the original design, but I'll make sure I share the color code with you. This yellow is actually a solid color. Okay, so you click on any color, you click on this plus icon, you click on this pen icon, then this is a yellow color and this is a hash code for this color. So I rate EBD100. What did I say? EBD100. So after inserting your own hash code, you click on OK and OK. So we are good to go. We are good to go. What did I say? We are good to go. Just make sure you balance it up very well. Now on the original design, you see that these corners of this particular shape is kind of having round edges, but we are having solid and sharp edges. So how can you overcome that? You just need to go back to your radius, make sure you give it a radius of, let's say, 10%. You give it a radius of 10%. You give it a radius of 10%. You give it a radius of 10%. You make sure you balance it very well. You just make sure you balance it up very well. Okay, then you click on your check mark when you are done. Okay, so let's see how we can be able to create the shape that you're having, naming ceremony, and I am a baby boy. I am a baby boy. But we are not done. If you check very well on the original design, you see that there is a stroke here inheriting this same color. So how can you do that? You just click on this shape, then you go to stroke, you enable it on, then you select the color. I'll just give it in, I'll just go in for stroke width of 3%. So I'm cool with this. But now you see that on this, because we have applied a stroke on this, you see that this image is not really aligned with this particular shape. So you need to click on this also, then you add the stroke because you want proper alignment. You give it the same 3 pixel and select the same color. Good job. You see that the image now has really aligned with this shape, has really aligned with this other shape where you're having this image in it. Okay, good job. So now let's see how we can create the shape containing naming ceremony and I am a baby boy with my and my names are. So let's see how we can achieve that. So for you to do that, you just need to duplicate this. You duplicate, you go to edit, then you do something. Okay, make sure you do something like this. Just scale it, position it very well. Okay, then you change the color. You change the color to red. Now this is the red. I'll just share. It is a solid. I used a solid color red. So let me share the color code with you. Click on this plus icon. Click on this, and this is the hash code for that particular red. So we have E10D14. What did I say? E10D14. What did I say? E1. So when you are done, you click on OK and OK. Then you still make a duplicate of this. You do the same kind of the same effect we did on this. Okay, on this on that particular shape and this other particular shape. So you do the same kind of effect, which means you just make a duplicate and you just go to directly on your edit, so that the duplicate will just appear back on this other, on the first shape. So let me just change the color for visibility so that you're going to see what I'm talking about. Now you see that if you see that this particular shape has sit directly on this other one. Okay, so that's how you can, this is what you can do to have this kind of effect, because if you don't do this, your two shapes will not be aligned, will not have a proper alignment. So I'll just make sure to balance it up like this. So I'm cool with this. I'll just say okay. Now you make a duplicate of this, then you go back to your edit, you do something like this, then make sure you change the color. Yeah, this is a color. I'll just share the color code with you. I used a solid color. You click on this and this is the color code. You have FC71, FC7613. What did I say? FC7613, FC7613. So when you are done, you click on OK and OK. Then you are good to go. We are good to go. Now let's start inserting our text. So I'll just go to my text, I'll just go to text tool, then I'll take text, then I'll go to edit, then I'll make sure I select your new text and erase, then I'll go to my clipboard and check if I have, okay, I have thanks for coming here. I'll just click on okay. The font I use for this particular banner design, I used Bebas, I use Montserrat, and also use a scripting font here. This thanks is a scripting font, so I'll make sure I change this to Montserrat, and I use semi-bold. I use a weight of semi-bold. So if you don't have the Montserrat font, make sure you download that. And if you don't know how to do it, I also have another video on how to download font. So I'll go in for semi-bold, Montserrat semi-bold. So click on Montserrat semi-bold, you select it, then you take OK. I'll just change the color to black. As seen on this, you see that this design is so easy to create. Okay, so I'll just scale, yeah, then make sure you have it balanced very well on this shape. Okay, so okay, I'm cool with this. I can, if I'm not cool with the size, I can just okay, so I'm cool with this. Yeah, now just make a duplicate. The reason is because I want to avoid as a designer, you know that you need to be very fast, so I cannot go back to new text and start inserting new text, then go and be selecting back the Montserrat semi-bold. No, because you do that only when you don't want to have when you want to create a text having different width, let me say bold, italic. That's when you can create another text. You go back to a semi-bold. But these other fonts are having, like the naming ceremony is having the same width with this thanks for coming. So I'll just make a duplicate of this, then I'll go to edit. I'll make sure I select all these thanks for coming, then go to my, let me say okay, so I'll go for attending my, then I'll click on okay for attending my. So I'll just make sure I position it here, then change the color to yellow, this same yellow. You give it this same yellow, this is it. So for attending my, I'll just make sure to increase it like this, as seen on the original design for attending my. Then naming ceremony, so I'll make a duplicate of this, go to edit, select this naming ceremony. I don't have it here. Okay, I don't have it here, so I'll just select that. I'll make sure I type it myself, naming ceremony. Then I'll to capitalize each word, I'll just click on this, each letter I'll just click on this, then I'll take okay, then I'll put naming ceremony and change the color to white. So this is where you can change your color. Please, if you're not understanding any part of this tutorial, let me know in the comment section so that I can do a more better version of it, if in case you are not really understanding, because I'm really taking my time to do this, so I'm sure everybody is understanding. Okay, so naming ceremony, yeah. So if I'm done with that, I'll still make another duplicate of it, then click on edit. I'll go back here, let me just import this, then click on OK. Now I'll just change the color to black. I'll just change the color to black. Yeah, then I'll scale it down. Okay, I think this shape is too much, so I'll just go back to my edit, then struggle to okay. So I'm cool with that. Okay, so I'm cool with this. Now just make sure I balance it very well. I'll go to where I have line space. I want to actually increase the line spacing a bit. I'm not really okay, so I'll give it a line spacing of 2% or 2 pixel. Now I'll still make a duplicate of this and type Jamala. So I'll select and delete Jamala. Then I'll capitalize each letter. Now you see that the Jamala, okay, Jamala, edit, okay, Jamala. So if you check very well on the original design, see that this Jamala text has a bold width than this other the thanks for coming, this other text. So what I will do is that I'll just click on it, then I will go and increase the width of the font to bold and not semi bold, because bold is different from semi bold. So I'll go back, I'll type in Montserrat. So I'll go in for bold and not semi. I can still go in for extra bold. Okay, I'll just go in for extra bold. Okay, I think extra bold is too much, so I'll instead go in for bold and not extra bold. So Montserrat is a font family. Bold, semi-bold are called font weight. What did I say? Font weight. So I'll go in for Montserrat bold. So the weight there is bold. So I'll just make sure I have it balanced. Okay. Then I'll make a duplicate of this. I'll type son of, yeah, I'll just type this. So I'll make a duplicate of this, copy, edit, select and delete. Then I'll check if I have it saved in my clipboard. Okay, this is it. But for this sons and this I did not use Montserrat. Let me scale this up so that you're going to see what I'm saying. For this, you see that this font is not the same with this, so I did not use Montserrat for the font. I instead use Bebas. So I'll click on edit, sorry, not edit, I'll go to fonts and fonts, then I'll click on my font. So if you don't have the Bebas font, make sure you download it. So I'll go to Bebas. We have Bebas and Bebasnet. So I'll go for Bebas regular, then I'll click on OK. I'll make sure I change the color to white as seen on the original design. Okay, then I'll just change the color to white. Okay, so I'm cool with this. I'm cool with this. Then so I'm cool with this. Now let's see how we can. Okay, now we have I am a baby boy, so I'll make a duplicate of this. I'll type in I am a baby boy. So I'll select I am a baby boy. Okay, then capitalize all the letters as seen on the original design. So I am a baby boy. Then I'll just make sure you scale it down like this. You scale it down, then you make a duplicate, type my names are, select it, my names are, my names are, then you capitalize each of the letters, then you change the font color to black as seen on the original design. Okay, let's say I'll just struggle and edit this. Yeah, so you can fit very well. So my names are, okay, yeah, my names are. Good job, we are almost done with the design. Let me bring it to front. Now you see born on, so I'll just make a duplicate of this. But before that, let me make a duplicate of this shape. So I'll take copy, then I'll click on edit. Okay, then I'll make sure I position it here. You see name on, this is it here. This is what we want to create. So I'll position it here very well. Then okay, I'll make sure I give it a solid color of yellow. Okay, so if I'm cool with this, I'll just click on this check mark, then I'll type in name on, name on, name on, name on, name on. Okay, capitalize all the letters, click on okay, then you position it here as seen on this. You see that this design is so simple to create. It's so simple to create. Okay, I'll also make a duplicate of this. I'll type 29. Okay, you take okay, I'll just increase the size. Yeah, then you position it, change the color to white as seen on the original design. So I'll just change the color to white. Okay, then I'll still make a duplicate of it. Then I'll take November, that's just a date, November, that is Nov dot 2025. I'll go to the next line. I'll go to the next line, 2025. So if I'm cool with that, I'll click on okay, then I'll just scale it down and position it here. Then I'll make sure I reduce the line spacing as seen on the original design. See that on the original design the line spacing is not too much. Okay, this is the line spacing, but you see that this one the line spacing is too much. I'll just go to line spacing, then I'll just make sure I reduce it. I'll give it a line spacing of -7. Then I'll use position tool to, let's say I want to push it downwards a bit, so I'll use position tool. Okay, so I'm done with that. I'll now copy this 29, born on 22 November. Okay, so I'll just type in another 2, then I'll just erase the 9. You see that to replicate a design is so simple. Okay, I'll delete that. I'll edit this one back. 22. This design is so simple. Then I'll just take 22, position it here, change the color to black for visibility. Don't forget your design need to have a good contrast. So I'll make sure I balance it up like that. Then I'll still make another duplicate. The reason is because I'm using the same font width. Yeah, so that's why I've been making a duplicate. But in case if I want to change my font width, or want to change my font, I'll still duplicate, then change the font width or the font name. So born on, I'll type in born on. That's the dates when they gave birth to this child. Born on. Okay, born on. Make sure you capitalize all the letters. Click on OK. Here you will give it, change the color to this as seen on the original design. So you just scale it down, position it very well. Okay, then I'll still make a duplicate. I'll type November. Or I can just, or if I don't want to make a duplicate and type, I'll just copy this. Then I'll go to edit. I'll make sure I delete this line. So yeah, like that. Then I'll just give space, capital letters. Okay, capital letter. Then I'll position it here. I'll just change back the color of that font to black as seen on the original design. You see that to create this design is very simple. So we are almost done. Now I'll make a duplicate of this, but before I do that, I want to, let's say I want to bring all this text to front. The reason is because I want to select all of them, then I will take it downwards. Okay, front, then I'll go back to my layer. I'll select that front. I'll also select my names are, then I'll bring it to front. Okay, now let me show you something. Okay, my names are, now there's a text here. Let me just first of all look for it, then I'll bring to front. Okay, naming ceremony, that's it. That's the text behind, so I'll just take to front. Good job. Now I'll just group all of them, then position it. I'll just make sure I position it downward as seen on the original design, so that I can have a space to type in this thanks. So I'll select. I'll just select, I'm not selecting everything, just this for attending, naming this shape, I'm a boy, and this other shape, my names are, that contains my names are. So after selecting, I'll just click on this, then position. I'll make sure I bring it downwards. Yeah, good job. Yeah, so I'm cool with this. Then I'll just click OK. Okay, I'm not okay with this, so I'll just struggle to scale it a bit up like this. Okay, now I'll make a duplicate of this, copy, and I'll type in thanks. I'll select this and wipe, then I'll type thanks. Okay, thanks, then I'll take OK, then I'll position it here. I'll change the color to white, then change the font name. It's actually a scripting font. So before I do that, let's see how we can create this kind of effect here. So to do that, you can either use shape. So let's just use shape. So I'll go to shape, I'll click on this drop down, take a circle, then for the circle, click on this drop down, take a circle like this, change the color, I'll give it a yellow color. Okay, I'll give it a yellow color. Then I'll just make sure I scale it like that, then balance it at the center. Okay, I'll make a duplicate of it. This is the duplicate. I'll also balance it at the center. Okay, I'll balance it at the center. Then for this now, I'll just go to my position. I'll just move it away from the first shape. Then I'll still make a duplicate. Let's check the design. Okay, see, we have 1 2 3, all together we have 9. Okay, so let's see how we can do that. I'll still make a duplicate of this, balance it, or make sure I balance it to the center. Okay, then I'll push it in front like this. Okay, then I'll delete this. Yeah, I'll just delete this. Then I'll make sure I mesh the three shapes. So I'll click on layer. These are the three shapes, 1 2 3. So I'll click on it, 1 2 3. Then I take merge. This is where you can actually merge elements. So I'll just take merge. Are you sure you want to merge? Or just click on okay. I've merged the three shapes. So after merging it, I'll make a duplicate to the center. I'll just balance it to the center. I'll also make sure I balance. Okay, let me first of all balance this other shape to the center. Then I'll come to this. Okay, I'll make sure I balance it again to the center, then push it downward. What did I say? Push it downward so that it should be separated from the other ones. So I'll still make another duplicate. Okay, merge, balance to the center. I'll push it downwards. Okay, I've by mistakenly sent to back, so I'll just come to front, then push it downwards like that. Finally, we have our 9 shapes here. So now I'll just merge the three. I'll click, select, then I'll click on this to merge. After merging, I can now position it here. So you see that it's very easy to create. Okay, I'll now position it here. Okay, now change this font to, I'll give it a scripting font. So I'll go back to font. I'll go to font. Please, if you're not subscribed to this channel, make sure you subscribe now so that YouTube will always notify you whenever I'm around with awesome content like this. Okay, so I'll go in for this particular font. Okay, I'll click on okay, then I'll just do something like this. Now if your font is cutting, for you to actually solve that problem, you just need to go to your padding and increase your left padding. Okay, if your font is cutting at the right side, you just need to increase your right padding. Yeah, that's it. They change the color, but this is not actually the font I use. I did not use this font, so I'm just using this particular one for tutorial purpose. Okay, let's just use this particular one. Yeah, then I'll make sure you see thanks for coming. Let me check back the original design. Then okay, thanks for coming. Okay, so we are done. I'll make sure this first letter is not capitalized. Yeah, I'll make sure it is not capitalized, then struggle to scale it up again like that. You see, this is, but now if you go back to the original design, let's check, because I think we are not done. So let's check back the original design. Okay, yeah, I see that there's a kind of okay, there's a shape here and there's another shape here, and if you check very well on the back, if you check very well on the background, see that there's a kind of background here. So how can we achieve that? So for us to achieve that, I have the background. I'll just go and import. I'll just go and import that particular background. Okay, so yeah, here is the background. So you just click on it. Since this design is, let me just go in for, because this design, the size of this particular banner is 1280 by 741. So let me just go in for 3 or 16:9. No, I think 3:2 will be okay for me. Then I will scale it up to cover my entire workspace, then send to back. I will now send to back, then decrease the opacity to something like that. Yeah, so I'm cool with an opacity of, let's say, 10%. So I'm cool with an opacity of 10%. So if I'm cool with this, I'll just click on OK and accept. I'll just make sure I close it. Okay, now there's a kind of shape. Let me show you how you can actually achieve that. So please make sure you watch this tutorial till the end so I don't miss any part of this video. So how can we create this kind of shape here? To do that, you take shape, you can just change the color, then you make a duplicate of it, you go to edit, you also change the color now to white. So when you change the color to white, you can now do something like this. Make sure you just rotate this, then cover this other side, you do something like this. Yeah, if you are okay, yeah, you do something like this, then you merge the two, erase this side and leave just this side. So I'll go back here. Yeah, these are the two shapes we created, so I'll merge the two. I'll select this, then I'll take merge. Then now after selecting merge, I'll now go to erase color to actually erase this side and allow this side. So erase color, I'll just toggle it on like that. Then I will still merge this and this. So to do that, I'll just create another shape, then just take it upwards, then mesh the two, this and this, you still merge. Okay, so this is what you're having. I can now, I'm still seeing something here. So what I will do is that I'll come to my crop. Yeah, this is actually the dot, so I'll come to my crop. I'll just do something like this. Okay, then I'll scale it down and position it here as seen on the original design. Okay, then I'll make a duplicate of this and change the color, change the color. So when I'm done changing the color, I'll just make sure I rotate it like this, then scale it down again, position it like this as seen on the original design. So we are done with the banner. So please, if you are not subscribed to this channel, make sure you subscribe now so that YouTube will always notify you when I'm around with awesome content like this. Yeah, YouTube will always notify you. Let's check again the design if you have left out something. Okay, we are done. So I'll just delete that. So this is the end of this particular, yeah, let me just, okay, so please, if you have not subscribed to this channel, make sure you subscribe now, and please make sure you share my videos to people who need awesome tutorials like this. So this is the end of this video. Bye bye.